Good evening, everyone. We're here. Let's continue learning from Master Hsuan-Hua's 40 instructions a long time ago. We are on slide 102. I think we went through the audio before, and so let me go through the slides again for you in English. So here, Master Hsuan-Hua his talk is very casual. Actually, it's very, very insightful to me, and it gives me a glimpse of what we have to do to teach the newcomers. It says people complain that they always jealousy. So it says people is always jealous. So some disciples complain that they get. Some people get preferential treatment, some others don't. That's how masters are, okay? And he mentioned at Sihang Monastery. Don't know where Sihang Monastery is, you know? Probably in China. Certainly not in Taiwan. You cultivate a way and you're making true offerings to me. This is making me good food to eat. So Master Hsuan-Hua says here, instead of making offerings of food to him in particular, then it's best you cultivate. You come to his temple, you stay at home, you cultivate. That is making offerings to him. That's a better way to make offerings to him. And this is quite different from the typical teachings of the times, where basically the disciples are encouraged to make offerings of money, of material things, and cultivation. So they're taught to cultivate blessings. Master Hsuan-Hua, which I really like, teaches his disciples how to practice and generate the blessings. The blessing you generate from your practice are more important. And not only does he encourage his disciples to cultivate, to practice, but he also shows them how. Okay, teaches them how to do it. And that's what makes his Dharma so special. Okay. Compared to, for example, the prior patriarch, Master Xu Yun, who really was textbook teachings. Master Xu Yun was an 8 ground bodhisattva. So at 8 ground bodhisattva, their wisdom is kind of still sticks in a fundamental area. So that's why Master Hsuan-Hua, you compare Master Xu Yun's teaching versus Master Hsuan-Hua's teaching, you see that it's a huge world of difference, right? 105. So you cultivate the way, only giving the benefit of the word, I'm not satisfied. As you see, so you come to his temple and give him food and give him material things, he's not as happy as if you were to cultivate. If whoever can truly work hard at cultivating the way and sincerely practice the Buddha Dharma, then that is true in giving you good food to eat. So, the point here actually sounds kind of weird to Westerners, where it says giving good food to eat is to take care of the master with the master's physical body. And he says, don't worry about that. You don't have to worry about taking care of me. If you just take care of yourself through your cultivation and practice the Buddha Dharma with sincerity, then that is better than taking care of me. So as you see, the teaching here from this teacher is really, really selfless. He really not asking for anything from anyone, contrary to the other monks and nuns' teachings, where they encourage you more to make offerings. So this is important because when he came to the U.S., he didn't have a lot of offerings. He didn't have a lot of people making offerings to him because he's unknown. He's actually a reject from the main Buddhist Sangha because he's too strong for them. So they had to reject him. They had to push him to the edge and render him irrelevant. But it doesn't matter. You don't have to worry about how well accepted you are. This is what he's teaching us. You have to be true to yourself. Don't worry about what others think of you, what others try to do to you. It doesn't matter. Okay, you do what they do, and he did what he did. Okay, and so he truly only wanted us to cultivate. That's the only thing that matters to him. And he wants to use sincerity. I don't know. What is sincerity? It really bothered me when the Chinese keep on talking about sincerity. The Vietnamese don't talk as much about sincerity, but it's this group here, Master Shinhua's group, it keeps on talking about sincerity, especially in Chinese Buddha Dharma, they talk about sincerity. Okay? What does it mean? It really bothered me for over a decade. You know what sincerity means. Okay? But that's what he says. But that's the point. The point is sometimes you have to teach the right things, the right knowledge. Even though people don't get it, it's so important for you to hear the right things. And if you really care, you really have the blessings, then you will eventually understand. Okay? So don't be afraid to say things that people don't get. Just because they don't get it doesn't mean that you shouldn't say it. And so this is part of his sound fundamentals that he taught. Unfortunately, I feel that fell on deaf ears, especially to Westerners. To a Western educated person, sincerity is too vague, okay, too unspecific. And this is, to me, is a drawback of the teaching. I agree it's very important to say it, but unfortunately, I feel that his teachings, he didn't really explain sincerity to our era, to our times. It may make sense to people his era, okay, older people in China, may make sense to them, but for here, sincerity is a weird concept. It really, it sounds phony to me, okay? But anyway, I appreciate it. It says sincerity, it really bothered me for a long, long time, and eventually I was able to resolve that question mark in my mind. So it helped me personally, but I noticed it didn't really help a lot of people, a lot of my peers, where they gloss over it. And that's a mistake. When the great master keeps on stressing sincerity, it's for a reason. Just because you don't understand, you should not sweep it under the rug and pretend that's no problem. Pretend that, you're on the same wavelength. My approach is very simple. You tell me to do something, tell me to do sincere. How the heck do I do sincerity? Teach me the 42 hands and eyes, I can recite, I know exactly what to do. But you tell me to be sincere, I'm not sincere. That's the last thing I could understand. Okay? KU2.
네, 진봉님의 질문입니다. 원효대사께서 법문하시길 생사고를 벗어나 열반에 이르라 하셨습니다. 생사고에 빠지지 않으려면 지금 현재를 살면 될 것 같은데 여기서 질문입니다. 현재만을 살고 싶은데 어떻게 하면 되는지 알려주세요. 질문 두 가지라서 첫 번째 질문 먼저 말씀드릴게요.
So, Master, There's two questions. The first one, this is from Jinbok Lee. The man asked the question yesterday too. So he asked, the Korean monk Wonhyo, Master Wonhyo, said, get out of suffering of life and death and reach the nirvana. And if I think myself, if I want to get out of the suffering of life and death, I think I only need to live today. And I want to do that, but I don't know how to do it, so please teach me.
And second question.
네, 두 번째 질문입니다. 마음이란 놈이 요망하여 지집을 놔두고 맨날 밖으로만 싸돌아다니느라 바빠서 과거로 갔다 미래로 갔다 여기로 갔다 저기로 갔다 이놈한테 달라붙었다가 저놈한테 달려가고 이 요망한 놈을 어떻게 하면 지 집에 붙잡아 둘 수 있나요?
So my heart is very weird. So that my mind doesn't stay in that its house and always goes outside and running around everywhere, very busy. It goes to the past, it goes to the future, goes here and there and stick to this one and run away to that one. So this mind, how can I hold this mind inside its house?
Okay, good question. That's a question that, as you're describing on question number 2, is how the mind functions. That's how our minds work. So it's nothing unusual. Our minds are always jumping around and will not sit still. So that's why the Buddha realizes it, and he taught meditation. Not just the Buddha, but also other spiritual teachers also taught their followers some sort of practices, whether it's yoga or Tai Chi or martial arts, like Great Master Bodhidharma taught Shaolin Kung Fu or other stuff that basically are the various forms of training to help you increase the concentration. It's not so much that, so the antidote to the mind being scattered is to sharpen your concentration. And you can do many things. You can even like run a marathon and towards the end when it's very, very hard. If you are amateur, maybe you run 5 miles or something, and you can, towards the end of the run, that's when it becomes challenging. This is the key to the spiritual training. Okay, I'm really disappointed that the spiritual teachers now, they're too afraid to lose the followers, especially since they can charge the followers for attendance, the entrance fee, and therefore they want to make it a pleasant experience instead of a beneficial experience for the practitioners. Traditionally, the spiritual teachers didn't have to worry about entrance fees and money and so forth. So they taught the proper Dharma. Nowadays, we have to worry, all of us teachers have to worry about mortgages and insurances and taxes and all those things, and whining and jealous disciples. So it's, and there's so many of us that each one of us have a temple. You go to Bosa here in Los Angeles, Vietnam town there. You have one monk has one temple, one house for himself. Okay, so the Buddhist disciples go from one temple to the next. If you're not nice to them, they would say, hey, you're not nice to me. I'll go to somewhere else who appreciate me more. And this is unfortunate signs of the times. It's a Dharma ending age where you don't get the proper training to sharpen your focus, to increase concentration, that's how you reduce the scatteredness of your mind. Okay, so you asked us, therefore I assume you have been exposed to Buddhist concentration practices, meditation practices. That's by far, I feel, is the most effective and the most advanced form of concentration practices. Actually, the Buddha taught us, help us delineate very clearly the level of concentration that, for example, in Buddhism, we have first dhyana, second dhyana, same with the other non-Buddhist practices, whether it's Qigong and so forth. They still have to go through those stages of concentration, but they peak out at usually 8 samadhi. So 1 through 8, you can learn anywhere. But beyond 8, only the Buddhists would have the proper technique for you to follow, okay? That would work for everyone, whether you Buddhist or non-Buddhist, okay? And so practice meditation. You can start with Zen, and it will help you a little bit, and then you can start with Hinayana meditation. It will take you quite a lot further than Zen. Or you can start with Tibetan mantra and so forth. That works too for a while. But if you happen to have conditions with Chan, Chinese Chan, Korean Son, or American Chan, you'll go a lot further. That's my experience, what I've observed so far. The reason I say is I speak from results. I observe people. I wander around. I am homeless. I was a homeless person looking for a home. And I was offered quite a few good homes, but I was not happy with the head of the organization. So I kept on looking and looking and looking. As we were told, look for a good no advisor. Look at someone you can respect, admire, and can follow with confidence. Okay, and so if you in Korea, so you could start with Son there. You can go to our temples. The Son practices that the Korean Sunims teach are pretty good. Unfortunately, I feel that they're too selective. They only choose. They select who they want to train, who's trainable. That's my observation. Okay. Yeah, all teachers do that, but it's not the main purpose of teaching meditation or reciting the Buddha's name. Is to help everyone improve their concentration. Doesn't matter who they are. I was looking for that because I knew I was no good, and my peers had 20, 30 years of lead time over me. So if I follow the path, they will always be ahead of me. So I had to look for a different path. Okay? I'm very competitive, and I do not want to waste my time. I get very upset when people waste my time. And so to give you a quick assessment, in Son, if you find the good Sudims there, good teachers, and I noticed some of their methods are very, very interesting, and they pick and choose who they train. So most of you will not qualify. Most of us don't qualify. You just don't fit the profile. Whereas what I learned from my teacher, his name is Hua. Shuin is proclaim. Hua is to transform people. That's what to me is very important, because the Buddha Dharma is supposed to transform us from mediocre to superior people. Doesn't matter whatever Dharma you practice whether it's Pureland, whether it's Son, whether it's secret school, whether you study Vinaya, whether you specialize in explaining sutras, they are supposed to transform you for the better. So it's like they mine the gold out of you. They mine the Buddha nature out of you. That's what I saw what my teacher did. And I was, wow. But he died so quickly. What the heck am I going to do with my life now? So look. And so that's why I was lucky in a sense why I was exposed to so many different types of practices. Okay? And so to answer this particular person, Son is very good. And I hope you should go and see your Korean Sunims. Maybe one of them will say, I want you. Okay? I want you to come practice with me. That's how they pick the people, by the way. That's how they transmit their traits. Okay? Whereas my master, when he taught me the same thing as later I found out. I didn't know. When I heard more and more of how his disciples recounted their meeting with Master Sherina, how he taught them so forth. I realized that he taught me the same thing as second patriarch, as many other people. There's no discrimination whatsoever. It's so weird. And I said, if I realized it back then, I said, wow, I must be special. No, I was a total idiot. Okay? But it's the Dharma that transforms you. The Dharma is supposed to transform you. Okay? So this is what I see as if you're one of those people in Korea who are superior roots, you will find a teacher. You should find a Korean teacher and they will transform you and they will turn you into a real asset for the country. And they're very good at doing that. Okay? And they get a good support from their disciples. But for me, I don't have that kind of luxury. I was desperate. Only the lowliest would come to our temple. Okay? And so we had no choice. We had to transform you. And so that's the difference I feel between the Korean zone versus our zone over there. If you happen to be near our temples and have a chance, by all means, come and learn more about American Chan. You find our American Pureland, and we're going to start teaching more Pureland nowadays, because most Koreans get nowhere with the zone practice, whereas when they practice Pureland, they're a lot more useful to them. And so come and practice, okay? And that's the answer to the question number 2. I would go to the Korean temples and look for a teacher who, and unfortunately for you, they have to spot you. They'll say, you, come, I will teach you. That kind of thing. Then you know you're the chosen ones. For us, we're desperate. We accept everyone. We don't discriminate. Everyone. We make a challenge for us to try to transform everyone. Okay, question number 1. How do we end suffering, right? I remember vaguely. Remind me what question number 1 was.
How do you get out of the suffering of life and death?
That's why I answered number 2 first. If you practice Son of these and you're lucky, you're a superior person, you find these Sunims over there, they will lead you and bring you out of suffering. Okay? And what's the rest?
And reach the nirvana. So if I
yeah,
if I want to get out of the suffering, then now this is Jinbok's thinking, is that he only needs to live today, that right now. So how do I live now? How do I live today?
Live today? What do you ask me? Eat, sleep, play, go see movies, listen to the music, enjoy yourself. Isn't that what we all do? You think cultivate is something different? Oh my God, is that how we come across? There's some people I look at and say, some people, if you tell them cultivation, hell no. I enjoy my life too much. I love my family so much. I'm not going to give up. Okay? It's wrong. Cultivation has to be woven into your daily life. Everyone should cultivate a little bit more than before. That's our approach. Okay? And I happen to know and have met with this Korean Sunim. I think it's the same Sunim we went over and did a Dharma talk, didn't we? Huh? Korean people? Yeah. And so I don't think that's the right thing to tell your people. That it's this Buddhist line, corporate line, a standard line, yeah, you should end your suffering and get into nirvana. But for us Americans, we immediately ask you, how do we get into nirvana? Number two, okay, and where I came from, my peers and my acquaintances are much more insolent. They would ask me next, have you helped anyone get into nirvana? Because Americans are very practical. You talk. But you're a leader. You're supposed to lead them into nirvana. Were you successful? This is how Americans are. They're very, very insolent. You say, if you haven't, then what's the point in talking about it? It's just like everyone else. Keep on talking. Okay? And this was, in America, is so tough to teach a Buddha Dharma. Because people will ask you. And this is why my peers do not allow a lot of Q&A. Because it's no way to rein in the insolence of the Americans. If you don't allow them to ask, they say, you're weak. I'm out of here. Okay? So, the concept is, first of all, let me explain this to you. The reason you ask me this question is because you realize there's something wrong, there's suffering in your life you're experiencing. And that's why you're trying to find a solution. Congratulations. That's exactly what people who have blessings, like the Buddha, did. So you're on the right track, first of all. If you're happy in your life, go away. We're not for you. Okay? You're wasting your time with us. Okay? But if you're like the Buddha, and you feel that your life could be better, or much better even, something missing in your life, that what we call suffering is present, and you don't know how to resolve it, then American Mahayana is for you. We specialize in helping you reduce your suffering. We're not talking about nirvana, folks. How often do I have, the last 19 years, how often do I talk about nirvana for you? I don't talk about nirvana. Why not? Because I don't care for nirvana. It's not for us, okay? It's too much fun out here. Why do you want to go to nirvana? Nirvana is for the people who are so scared. Huh? And say, I suffer so much, I don't want to suffer. No, suffering is an opportunity for you to transform yourself for the better. Why are you so scared? You don't have to be scared. Okay? I fear that because the monks and nuns nowadays are so scared of suffering that they give it to their students, their disciples, their followers. I'm telling you, I'm not afraid of suffering because I suffer so much in the hands of Master Thichvinhhoausa and his disciples. They still are inflicting a lot of sufferings on me. But my skin is so thick nowadays, okay? You slander me, I don't give a damn, okay? You hit me, is that all you got? I've been brutalized, okay? Happened a lot of things. And I used to run away because I was scared. The pain is no fun, okay? It's frightening when someone much stronger than you beat you up. And you realize, oh my God, these people are so powerful. I'm nothing, and they're smarter than me. At least at the time. But my point is that throughout the experience, which looking back, I'm grateful for that thing, for those bad experiences. I lucked out, I didn't come bitter, okay? But if you realize you're suffering, okay, be like the Buddha. Do not be afraid. Instead, what did he do? He said, I'm going to find a way to fix this problem of mind. That's a Buddhist attitude. Whatever really bothers you most, okay? I'm teaching you. Whatever bothers you most, what thing there, okay? For most of you, you can't fix it, okay? Then I would go to the next most serious problem you have. I go fix number 2, number 3. Number 1, most of you cannot fix it, okay? All right? So if you're suffering and you want to do something about it, do not go into nirvana baloney. I don't sell that. I don't advise that. I advise you that if you are suffering, try Pureland, try meditation for a while, and this is how you need to assess for yourself. This is your life we're talking about. Don't just listen to anyone. Listen to your own results. If someone tells you to do something, how does it work for me? No? We are in America. We no longer say, in these Asians, the yellow-faced people, the master tells them to do this. Yes, master, I will do it. And the blind faith is weird to me. It's like in America, it doesn't happen anymore. Okay? Like even that guy there, Thomas, he used to follow this Korean teacher. He teaches Zen. Okay? And he followed them. Okay? But the reason he stuck with it, because it helped. Bottom line, yes? But that's what the challenge of teaching in America nowadays is. People will follow you as long as it produces results. Okay? And if you peak, it's time to change. That's life. We shouldn't be afraid of it. Okay? We shouldn't be afraid that, hey, I'm limited. This is all I can help you. Go get something else. Go get some other help. And so, our approach is that if you're suffering, okay, again, nirvana is too far for you. it's not something that you understand very much. Like I don't talk about sincerity either, because for you, people nowadays, when I talk about sincerity, you come to me and you look at me and you say like goo goo gaga eyes, and I say, oh my God, what are you doing to me? Be yourself, okay? Nirvana is not, I feel, is not attainable, like the Buddha said, for most of you. That's a fact. Buddha says this is Dharma in any age. People who cultivate get nowhere. So that's why my attitude is that we are, as spiritual teachers, we should also need to prove ourselves. If we teach you chant, we teach you Pureland, are you making progress? You're not making progress? It's our fault. Move on. You should move on. That's my attitude. We need to deliver for you, okay? And if you keep on improving your concentration, your suffering is lessened, you feel better, you feel more peaceful. What are the measurements? I don't measure sincerity, okay? You should measure things like, am I more at peace inside with myself? Okay? We're not talking about constantly. We're talking about the times where you feel more at peace. Yeah? Especially when you practice reciting Buddha's name, you feel more peaceful. When you meditate, you feel more peaceful. That's what matters. Because when you don't, you go back to your normal life. And you'll be subject to all sorts of interferences and obstructions and so forth. That's normal. That should motivate you to do more if you're seeking this peace, okay? This bliss. Then you want it, you have to do more, that's all. Don't ever expect that the problems will go away. There's no such a thing. It's weak. Only weak people, they say, take it away from me. No, your life is suffering. No two ways about it. If you by yourself, your suffering will overwhelm you. Like sicknesses. You'll be overwhelmed. Because you make mistakes, that's why you get sick. But if you are within this great Dharma assembly here, you have protection so that you will be able to function, you'll be able to cultivate for the duration. That's what we're supposed to do for them. Do you hear me? At home, they have no such protection. When they're here, they get protection. And that's why it's so important for you, okay, to come here if possible, or tune in if possible, and cultivate, because you have some help. You have a special time slot where you'll be able to, where your obstructions are more manageable. But the rest of the time, it's more challenging for you. And that's normal. Okay? So don't worry about nirvana yet. If you practice, you should feel more peaceful. I mean, you improve a little bit. And if you can find the time, come here and do a chanqi or foqi or whatever, or repentance. And you feel that somehow you feel more peaceful, that shows you improved. Okay? And when you do that, the fact there, you are closer and closer to what Warhol Sunim calls nirvana. But I'm teaching you, even though you get to nirvana, don't enter nirvana, please. It's for weak people. We don't enter nirvana. We're too busy helping others. Okay? Half an hour for 4. Okay, thank you. I stop here. Yes, 5.
Thank you, Master. You have several questions. This one is from Nacho. Amitabha, Master. I'm trying to sit 2 hours every day, so I'm sitting after we recite the Medicine Master Buddha in the morning ceremony, circumambulating. Is this fine? Or should I follow the ceremony without sitting in full lotus? Thank you.
You should follow the assembly. This is great assembly dharma, meaning you do the same thing as everyone else. It's a good question. I used to have such questions as well. I used to just only wanted to sit and cross my legs. That's when I felt the best. Okay, but that's wrong, and it's funny that that's what happens to a lot of people. If you simply follow, well, that's what the training is about. You follow along with everyone, and you can sit later at your own time. Take advantage of all this. This Fochi here has wonderful practices that you should be exposed to, especially here. In particular, we have a lot of firepower for you, so that you'll be much better off than at other times. This is what happens. You can't have it all the time. Sometimes that's all you deserve, because you're not sincere enough. And collectively, you're not sincere enough. That's why, that's all we're willing to do for you. Okay? Is that too harsh? Well, Chinese sincerity, what do you want me to do? I need to use whatever Master Shewa is teaching them. No, seriously. You should follow the assembly. Don't cross your legs. Cross your legs on your own time. We give you personal time for practices. That's when you should do your own things. Then, not during the scheduled programs. Is there more?
Yes, Master. There is a question from Chris. Master, are we also performing repentance when we recite the Buddha's name during Fochi?
Yes, when you recite the Buddha's name, apparently you eradicate, each Buddha's name, you eradicate 81 kalpas of what happened to Catholic. Why is this guy in and out? I mean, we work so hard and the guy only drops in and out. My God. Anyway, I'm whining again. 81 kalpas of offenses. Okay, so yes, it's a repentance. That's why the Amitabha Buddha is very, very powerful, Dharma door. Okay, to be frank, 81,000 great kalpas of offenses eradicated. Don't believe it. It's not for you. The Buddhists, they say a lot of things that to me, as a Western educated person, what proof do you have? I said, yeah, it's true, but it's not for you. Buddha said, when he spoke Dharma, he says, you can eradicate 81,000 great kalpas. He meant only for that one person, but it's recorded by Ananda, because Ananda is stupid. And I was so limited. He says, that's what the Buddha said. And so that's why the sutras are so misleading. He was meaning one person, 2 people maybe, but not all of you losers. But it helps. If you don't get 81 kalpas, at least you get a lot, and which is darn better than nothing. Yes, 5.
Thank you, Master. This is the last.
I know the Pureland teachers don't talk like that because they want to, you to be greedy. I'm eradicated 81 great kalpas. Pretty soon it has 0. Baloney. It will never be 0, losers. Just 5.
Thank you, Master. You have a question here from Michael Haas. Dharma Master Yonghua, where in the Pure Land does a good, noble person who is blessed with psychic abilities that they use to help others, but has not officially made the resolve upon Bodhi, where would this kind of person end up?
I have no idea. You have to ask the Buddha. I'm not responsible. Here's the concept of the Pure Land that's kind of cool. You go to the Pure Land and let Amitabha Buddha take care of you. That's it. You have nothing to worry about. So this person here, the nature of this question is that I want to be in control of my destiny. That's so Western, educated type of people thinking. Okay? Yes, it's understandable, but it also shows you that you still have a lot to learn about the Pure Land Dharma door. The spirit of this Pure Land Dharma door is that we lack wisdom. That's why we do a lot of things right now, every day, that bring us in trouble, big troubles, and we don't know. The jargon in Buddhism is called we create offenses. You create offenses, you create offenses, you, all of you are creating offenses. All of us are creating offenses. We don't even know. You'll go into that a little bit later here. And therefore, the life in the Saha world is so hard that we are making mistakes, grave mistakes, that some of them are so grave, so serious, that we end up paying for our mistakes this lifetime. And many of the mistakes we're making right now might be postponed for future lives, but they will be there. They will not going away. All right? That's who we are. All of us. This is what we do. That's the nature of life in Saha world. We create offenses. Therefore, some of them are very bad. That's why we have to suffer. Or in the past, we created offenses already, and now we have to pay with our cancers, with our insomnia, you name it. Okay? Heartaches, and so forth. Okay? And that's why when you are in this higher world, okay, you have to use different strategy to deal with that problem. Whereas for those of us who don't know how to handle it, who are too ill-equipped to be able to handle the challenge of this life here in the Saha world, because it's danger everywhere you look. There's suffering everywhere you go. Your sufferings follow you, whether you want to admit it or not. So it requires a different strategy for us to cope with it. That the Chinese, like Master Xinhua, Chinese teachers call it what? Cultivation. Like the Buddha, he cultivated in order to help him cope better and put an end to his suffering and figure out a way how to do it in a Saha world. Okay? However, for most of us, do not have that kind of time, do not have that kind of mental toughness. We cower when there's adversity. We whine. We complain. Okay? And so that's why the Buddha knows that. Shakyamuni Buddha knows that. So he says, all of you, those of you who cannot do what I do, you should go to the Pure Land. If you hear, okay, the advice is follow someone who's wiser than you. Don't try to figure it out yourself, because unless you have wisdom, you can't. You're limited. You can't see. You can't understand. You can't handle your problems. How do you know? If you're sick, you can't even fix your own sickness. That's a proof right there that you need to have someone else help you. You need to seek help. Don't be so full of yourself. Okay? That's Buddha's teaching. So if you hear, it's best you find someone who can advise you and guide you and protect you for you to cultivate. And this will help you reach nirvana, the so-called nirvana all the monks are talking about. Okay? But if you can't, for some reason, either you cannot cultivate, you're not interested in cultivation, you're too old, and then the other option is for you to go to the Pure Land. And the same thing happens there. You go to the Western Bliss Pure Land, which is the Buddha there, that Amitabha Buddha devised a very, very powerful way for you to get there. Okay, very suitable for us to do. That's in the name of reciting Buddha's name and the practices we engage here in the entire week. Believe me, not just reciting Buddha's name. What you hear the whole day, the whole week is all of those. Okay? Don't get a big head and think, I know how to recite Buddha's name. I go to the Pure Land. No, you can't. You have that kind of, you're so arrogant. Amitabha Buddha looks at you, really? And I need to accept you? I need to come here and bring you back? Wow. What happened? Who taught you that? Pure Land Dhammador again? That makes you so arrogant? Huh? And then in the end he decided, your teacher decided that it's okay to inconvenience me, okay? To go all the way here to look at you and say, wow, you're such a loser. Okay? So anyway, I'm exaggerating a little bit. Buddha doesn't have to go here. He look at you and say, no. Next. Amitabha Buddha is very rough. You think I'm rough? I ain't seen nothing yet. when he chooses, you, not you. I ain't coming for you. And so when he brings you back, this is what happens in the Pure Land. When he brings you back his Pure Land, that's it. You're set for life, forever. Because in the Pure Land, when you go to his Pure Land, he says, I will be responsible for you until you become a Buddha. You hear? No one else. It's me. It's my problem. You are my problem. You become a Buddha is my problem. No one else's. See the parallel between the Saha world here and the Western Bliss Pure Land? Saha world, you still need to have a good no advisor to guide you. And that's why I'm looking for one. Let me tell you, I look for one in my entire life after I met Master Shinwa. I'm still looking, by the way. Okay? And I'm telling you, when I found one, yeah, I'm out of here. You can have all of that. Okay? So, in the Saha world, the best way for you to end your suffering is to cultivate. The best way to cultivate is to follow someone else who knows how to cultivate. Like Master Shinwa, but he's dead now. So, you're SOL, okay? But when you go to the Pure Land, Western Bliss Pure Land, you have a de facto good no advisor who is a Buddha forever. And why why do you have to worry about where I'm going to be, what I'm going to do with my spiritual penetration? Listen, your spiritual penetration is nothing. I said, boy, look at you. Don't bother, boy. It's okay. It's going to stop. It's not hamper your cultivation. That's the attitude. Okay? And that's why we ought, in that sense. My master here, he talks about, my disciples open their eyes and fly up the heavens and got caught by the demons. I said, don't go there. It's not that good for you. Okay, it's like spiritual penetration, like giving you a machine gun, and not when you don't know how to use it yet. You're bound to hurt yourself. Okay? Yeah. So I'm against spiritual penetrations, only because I have none. Okay? All right. Is that it? Okay, let's go back to sincerity. I don't know what sincerity is. Okay. Food offerings to me, going on for 108, and for the true minds, and use true mind to make offerings. What's a true mind? This is a problem where I tell you, when I read these things and I listened to these things, it bothered me. Can you say things in a way that I can understand? So what is true mind here? Yes, one.
Master, doesn't sincerity make sense for the American perspective, like customer service and being sincere in customer service? That's what came to mind.
No. Your American sincerity is a baloney. Your American sincerity is a scam to us Buddhists. For you guys, your standards are so low that, to me, you are all scammers. I know I've been accused of being a scammer, okay? But I look at you. Look who's accusing who a scammer. You are a scammer. No, sincerity is not your customer service. Customer service is those poor people who are there to be punished. Okay, bring for a true mind and make true mind and makes offerings. Okay, I know this is true. This is what he's teaching is right, but it doesn't help to talk like this to those students back then. And it shocks me that those pale-faced people back then, because most of them used to be pale-faced only and would come, never dared ask him. Probably they're feeling too good. How are you, man? Is this master great? Huh? They talk like Koreans. Okay, true mind making offerings. Okay, that is true purity. I don't even know what purity is, let alone true purity. But they're all true concepts. Okay, and he goes back to the Chinese style of speaking the Dharma. Okay, and this is why most of these people, these Buddhist disciples, walk into our lecture and say, "This guy doesn't speak like a Dharma master. He's always joking." Okay, because I don't use big words like this. True mind, true purity, of true Dharma. 3 words in 2 sentences. It's way over my head. Okay, but it's true. Okay. Your endlessly give me good food to eat, but decades ago, now he says, he's whining about, oh, now I'm getting fat because I can't digest your good food, and you're not filial to me. And all of a sudden he says, you can't touch me with your food. Seriously? Hey, Daniel, we were talking about you. Good Lord. And this is a state of nirvana, folks. Decades ago, he was already detached from sights, sounds, smells, tastes, object of touch, and dharmas. That's a state of nirvana. And the proof right here, what I just told you, okay? He in a state of nirvana, yet he's still here. Why do you have to run away? Huh? What are you afraid of? Give me food. I'm not attached to the smell, not attached to the taste, he says. See, this is so him. First he said, okay, why do you make me fat? I'm not coming back. And then he says, right here. Okay? So that's why I learned very early on. I said, I don't believe you. I only believe your 42 hands and eyes. I only believe the sutra you speak, you explain because what the Buddha meant. But what he says about, I'm so unhappy, I'm so fat, and so forth. Don't believe it. Okay? Tell me the truth. How can I take it seriously? The better I eat, the unhappy I become. This makes all my blessings disappear. This is a concern for monks and nuns. If you indulge yourself, okay, you are exhausting a lot of blessings. All right? I remember because I went through these experiences, and I realized that in order for you, for example, for the temple, for you, because I saw this nun here who received $400,000 in offerings total. This is a long time ago. And in order for that to happen, the people who made those offerings were making about $10 million. And when they made $10 million, they decided to give her $400,000. You understand my point? For you to get $400,000, for a monk and nun to get $400,000 in her case, she used up $10 million of her blessings. So monks and nuns, be careful of the offerings, okay? And that's what he's talking about. If you're not careful, you keep on taking, and then use it to buy nice cars, nice houses, nice clothes, nice temples, and so forth, okay? Your blessings run out. Then you have to return to lay life. Yes, 5.
I said about today, what about us if we spend, our money to spend for things that we wanted to, and then do we lose our blessing too?
No, it's your money. You earned it. Use it. Enjoy it. We didn't earn our donations because these sincere people like you were told you're supposed to give us money. See, the Asian Buddhist disciples are taught you should come support the temple. That's why it's a nice profession. You put on these clothes, you shave your hair every now and then, and you get offerings. Why not? What's so funny here, Catholic? It's a trade secret. So that's why this is a very dangerous profession, because you keep on taking, okay? You have to know that. Well, in her case, it's still, the multiplier is pretty low, $10 million to $400,000. It's still pretty low. For Master Xinhua, it's much bigger multiplier. If you give her a check for $100,000, the blessing you get out of that from him, it's a lot bigger. I don't know a number. If I give it to him, he'll lose his shirt. Because if you know how to give, I'm not teaching you, by the way. He's dead already. What are you looking at me for? If you do it right, he will become a pauper if he's not careful. He said, so the point here is that he's not worried about his blessings disappearing. He's only reminding losers like me. He said, be careful. You take things from your disciples, watch out. You overdo it, you will have to return to lay life. Okay? But can I tell you how I feel about it? I interpret this for you. Can I tell you how I feel about it? Just give it to me so that I can retire early. Okay? I'm fearless. I'm not scared just because he threatens us. I said, I'm not scared. Are you kidding me? You see, that's talking with both sides of the mouth. So be careful not to take too much. But then if I take too much, I retire. Okay, 111. I want to cultivate blessing and cultivate wisdom. That's what all Buddhists claim to do. Blessing is no more, wisdom is no more. How can I become more stupider than all of you? How can I be your master? So he says, yeah, well, he has responsibilities. You have to be careful, okay? Know who you are, what your role is, and don't forget that big picture. Are we there yet? Okay, continue then. What is they do with it? Dong thing.
修道的时时刻刻都要回光返照，给自己呀算一算账。
Those who cultivate the way at all times must return the light and shine within, keeping account of their own actions.
Now I know why I went to Korea and those Buddhist expos. Every time I went there, a couple of times, there's always this seller of this round, beautiful-looking gong. And the sound is even better than this. Gong. We should get one for our Korean temples. Continue.
算算我今天这个身口意三业是不是清净的？我这个身有没有犯了杀盗淫？
Take account of whether or not the 3 karmas of body, mouth, and mind were pure today. Whether or not this body of mine committed killing, stealing, sexual misconduct.
杀就是杀生，这是5戒的第1戒。这个杀生啊，不是说你身临其境亲自去杀，这谓之杀生。
Killing means to kill living beings. This is the first precept of the 5 precepts. This killing, it doesn't mean you have to be physically present and directly do the killing yourself. This is called killing.
在菩萨戒里边，就你心里动一个杀念，这也是犯戒，也是犯杀生戒，所以啊，这很不容易守的。
Within the Bodhisattva precepts, a single thought of killing arising in the mind is also violating the precepts, also violating the killing precept. Therefore, this is a very difficult to hold.
要按粗了来说，那么很显明的，你去杀生这是犯戒；要按细了来说，就是在你念念之中。
If you want to talk about it at the coarse level, very obviously, killing a living being violates the precepts. At the subtle level, within your stream of thoughts,
你生出一种杀心来、杀念，这都算呢犯戒。所以啊，这细犹如牛毛那么细。杀是这样的。
if you give rise to a type of killing mind, a thought of killing, these all count as violating the precepts. Therefore, the subtlety is as fine as a cow's hair. Killing is like this.
那么第二呢，就是盗，盗就是偷盗。什么叫偷盗呢？
Then second is Dao. Dao means stealing. What is stealing?
凡是无论是物质啊，或者是钱财，没经过人许可的，你自己拿走了，这都谓之盗。
Whether it is material things or money and wealth, anything that you take without someone else's permission is called stealing.
你自己不得到那个主人的许可，你就去做去，这都是犯盗戒。
So, you yourself don't obtain the owner's permission, and then you go and take it, all of this is violating the precept of stealing.
所以说不告而取谓之盗，不告诉人就拿走了东西，这叫盗。那么，这是第二。
Therefore, it is said, 不告而取谓之盗. Without asking someone and then taking something, this is called stealing. This is the second.
第三呢，就是淫，淫就是邪淫。这邪淫呢，就是男女不合乎法的这种的性行为，不 不合乎规矩。
Third is just yin. Yin is sexual misconduct. This sexual misconduct is just men and women engaging in sexual activity that does not accord with the Dharma, not according with the rules.
那么，凡是有这种的行为的，这都犯这个戒。那么这个是身所犯的，有时。
Any behavior of this type, all of these behaviors violate the precept. These are committed by the body.
为什么你杀生有你身体？为什么你偷盗？因为身体。
Why do you kill? Because of your body. Why do you steal? Because of the body.
为什么你邪淫？也是因为这个身体。
Why do you commit sexual misconduct? It is also because there is a body.
这个尤其这个邪淫，好邪淫的人，死了呢，将来堕那个泡牢地狱。泡牢地狱
Especially sexual misconduct. People who like to commit sexual misconduct, in the future, they will fall into the burning pillars hell after they die.
在那个地狱，就是你所欢喜的那个人你到那个地狱就看见呢。
Once you get close, without realizing that this is actually a figure made of copper with fire burning inside.
你所欢喜的那个人，然后我自己就情不自禁想和这个人亲近，一亲近呢虽不知这个原来是一个铜造的，那么其中是用火烧的，所以就把你烧的皮破肉烂，这么样子痛不可言。
So it would burn until your skin bursts and flesh disintegrates. This pain is indescribable.
那么这就因为这个无明一时冲动，所以受这种的果报。
Then this is because one moment of ignorance, you get caught up in your impulse, thus suffer this type of retribution.
凡是我们学佛的人，必须要把这个淫欲的念头要断了。这个至于自己的夫妇间呢，那是合法的，那是可以的。
One back, please. Is it? Okay. All of us who study Buddhism must cut off the thought of sexual misconduct and desire.
那么不是自己的夫妇呢？
Normal husband and wife relations are legal and therefore permissible.
这就是犯戒的。
But relations outside of a marriage is in violation of this precept.
所以这身有三恶，这杀盗淫。
So these are the three bodily offenses: killing, stealing, and sexual misconduct.
Okay, stop. Okay, let's go through this. That's a lot, huh? Okay. 112. When you hear reciting the Buddha's name, It's not just to recite only, but also when you are cultivating here, you should return the light and illuminate yourself. Okay? What does it mean? You need, as it says here, you need to keep track of your karmas, of what you're doing. Okay? That's part of the Pureland practice. Okay, it's not just simply reciting Buddha's name. As you recite, as you go to eat lunch, as you go to the toilet, as you go walk around in the park, okay, during this time, okay, you should return the light and look at yourself. It's one of the most difficult things to do. This is why most teachers don't teach you that, because most people are not willing to do it. Why not? It's because it's very specific things you're supposed to look at, not just look at yourself and say, oh, I'm nice. I like it. Okay. Look how beautiful I am. No, it's not that. Okay, that's only outside. You look at, what are you looking at? It's very specific. Look at three things: the killing karma, the stealing karma, and sexual misconduct. All right? I'm only asking you to do it while you're here. I'm not asking you to do it when you go home, okay? It sounds like you have to do it all the time. No, it's not what it means. Again, little things, little details that are very discouraging to the Westerners, because that's exactly how I felt. I said, hey, what is this thing about sexual misconduct? Are you for real? This is what I'm supposed to do? No. All we're asking you to do is for now. It's kind of late, isn't it? You only have 4 days left. Think about it. Oh my God. You better hurry. You better hurry. Pay attention. Don't do any killing. Don't do any stealing. Don't do any sexual misconduct. Okay? Killing is probably the easiest. Okay? Killing means that killing living beings, that's what we care about. Don't kill at your neighbor because she snores too much. Okay? So actually it's physically harming another being. And if especially you kill another person, you're in big trouble. Okay? Yeah. And I hope no one asks me, I'm a soldier, what am I supposed to do? I'm sorry, I can't help you. Don't ask me. Okay? Within the Bodhisattva precepts, the single thought of killing arises from nine so violated, and precepts and violated the killing precept. Therefore, it is very difficult to uphold. No, I'm not asking you to uphold the Bodhisattva precepts. Okay? You can think about killing anyone all you want. It's okay. Just don't kill. I know it's difficult for you who are very angry right now, okay, at someone. I'm sure all of us, including me, you think of the name one person, you say, I will kill her. That kind of thing, kill him. I understand, okay? So all we ask you to do while you're here, okay, again, control yourself. Okay, there's a reason for it. The way they explain it is unreasonable to me. It's so misleading. For you to get the most out of this Buddha recitation, or next 5 weeks or 6 weeks, I don't remember anymore. And then after that, the chanchi, don't kill. That's all we ask. Okay? Don't kill anyone for a while. Can we do that? Please. Okay? And don't worry about it. This is too detailed for me. Bodhisattva precepts, we're not bodhisattvas. Don't worry about it. Get some wisdom first. And then you worry about being a bodhisattva. Okay? It's very difficult to uphold. No, it's not that difficult. And this is the easiest precept to give because we isolate you, so you can't really kill them people. And they only we keep track of all our knives as well. Okay, Xian Tong has been told to keep track of all the knives. Dull knives too. Okay, course level killing is violated precept, etc. Was a stream of thoughts. Again, okay, I'm concerned about you maximizing your time here. I'm not worried about your subtle thoughts of killing because it cannot be helped. Why is that? I'm very practical. Most of you are very sick inside. You're bipolar. And when someone cuts you off in the lunch line, say, I'm going to kill him. That's natural. I understand. Or the bathroom is too dirty, and so forth. Okay, I understand. It's okay. Just think about it, but don't do it. Then you'll be fine. But at the high level, when you become more advanced, when I proclaim you to be 4A and so forth, that's when you want to go at the subtle level. Okay? This is when because at that stage, at that level of your samadhi, you don't indulge in physical killing anymore, but you still have those subtle thoughts of jealousy, of unhappiness. And in order for you to maximize your time here, that's when you don't want to indulge, even in thoughts. Okay? You see, it's too confusing. When I listen to this, I say, I can't do this. I'm an angry person. A very angry person. Okay? Rise time of killing, thought of killing, the kind of violating precepts for the kind of, okay. It's fine, yes, okay. Cow's hair. Whoopee. Okay, you see, cow's hair here refers to those people who have kung fu. Okay, it's very subtle. They have very subtle thoughts that is not a good thing either. Shame on you. Okay. Second thing that we ask you to do is not to steal. I notice when I was there for the Great Transference, I saw a lot of shouji lying around. And some of them were nice models. As I walked, I was wondering, I said, whoa, nice. I'm talking about this. You know what I'm talking about? You don't understand Chinese. What? We're not in Korea, folks. In Korea, you can leave it here for next month, no one will touch it. But here, in roast meat, only takes 5 minutes. Please be careful. Don't tempt my disciples. Okay? Because these are very expensive, Don't tempt our people, please. Okay? Keep your phone with you. Actually, some of them actually sneak in. The neighbors here, the people who live around here, there's a section down here about half a block away. The apartments there, there are a lot of low income people, and nowadays it's very hard for a lot of them. No jobs and no prospects. So when you have your children, your daughter who's going hungry, what are you going to do? You can't blame them. Okay? So that's why please don't tempt people. Okay? Second is stealing. What is stealing? Stealing is stealing things that don't belong to you, taking without someone's permission. That's exactly it. Don't take anything without permission. That includes you going to outside. You're strolling around, you see a nice flower, and say, oh, I'd like to use this as an offering at the altar. You're stealing. And you bringing trouble to me because I'm the reason you're stealing. So your offenses have to bear the burden. Now, I will not bear the burden when I know. Okay? So please don't take anything else that is not yours, okay, including public properties. All right? That's violating. If you don't have permission, you're violating. This, I disagree. I don't know where this is from. Maybe you can look it up for me. Is it from the Vinaya? Because I happen to, I've never saw this in the Vinaya that I learned. Yes, too.
Yeah, if it's pick up on trash can, it's be stealing.
Pick up trash?
Yeah. Recyclable?
Yes, good question. By definition, if you pick up things that are invalid, excuse me, things are worthless, it's not stealing. If no one wants it, then it's not stealing. Okay. So you pick up things like people who stop by and pick up the recyclable plastic bottles or glass bottles from the trash cans. It's not stealing. It's discards. It's perfectly okay. Yeah? Continue.
How about if that is a plaza and then they have like a big trash can and then they dump a lot of yeah.
What?
Like it's a big plaza.
Where?
A big trash can and then they dump a lot of I'm security and I work on a supermarket. They have a big trash can on the back of the market, and then always they dump a lot of stuff on the.
It's not stealing. Master Sri disciples did that too. They were hungry, so they climbed into supermarkets' trash bins and they picked out discard cabbages and brought it back, cleaned it, and then ate it. It's perfectly okay. If his disciples did it, it should be okay. That's yes, 6.
Master, what about money? Because back then I found a lot of money in the street and worked as a waiter, and I found it in a parking lot too. So.
Wow, steal money from me is worthless to me, so it's perfectly okay. It's only a value, okay? Anyone else? It's you stealing something of value. And then if you take something of value without permission, that's stealing. No excuses. You can't. And what they don't define to you is that what is taking, okay, is you pick with your hands. Okay, that's taking. But you kick it, it's safe. This is Vinaya. These people, they don't have the details. What I do, you kick it. If I see, to me, $5 bill, I will be tempted. Dimes, I'm not. I see dimes and pennies all the time wherever I go. I see it all the time. But I see a $5 bill. I look around first. Okay? And I kick it to the side. Kick it to the side. And kick it. I can kick it 3 times. Then there's no violation. This is professional secret. Let me tell you, you girls, boys and girls, you should pay attention. It's $100 bill. You're not gonna, if you don't do it, someone else will pick it up. Come on, let's be real. So I kick it and I bury it. If I kick it 3 times, then I kick something, I put it on top. And I tell Hung to go pick it up later. And there is no violation. This is the advantage I have over you. I know all the tricks that will keep me safe. These people, they don't. That's why I look at them and say, you think you know more about precepts than me? Think again, boy. Okay? See, professional secret. Did you ever learn that? Oh, well, now you did. Okay? So, but this is weird. 不告而取. It's not the definition of Vinaya. Vinaya is that you have to receive permission before you can pick it up. You don't have to ask. This is wrong to me. It seems to be wrong. But since I'm no expert in the Vinaya, okay, please double check it for me. I disagree with this. This is wrong. Okay. Yes, sir. 7.
I just Googled it, and it's from the Thichvinhhoausa, like a Thichvinhhoausa.
Thichvinhhoausa is not Vinaya. That's baloney. That's a Chinese thing. I don't do Chinese thing. I do Indian things. The Vinaya came from India. I'm quoted the source. Okay, Thichvinhhoausa, huh? Oh, thank you for looking. Anywhere else? Okay, keep looking. We're out of time. Hey, is Guang Ho there or he disappeared? No, he's there. He's not there. Okay, very good. Any last question? I have 3-4 minutes. It's too short to go into another topic. Yes, Guang Ho. Oh, now he's at JMT. No? Did you have a question, I thought?
I'm here, Master.
Yeah, you only have 3 minutes.
I don't have any question.
You didn't?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Then why don't you raise your hand? You raise your hand the first night.
That question has disappeared, Master.
So you have Alzheimer's too? I'm warning you. Our temple, Alzheimer's started with me. It seems to be going around. You know, Xin has Alzheimer's, and then XS has Alzheimer's. You know, people, it's catching on like wildfire, in Malibu. Okay, we stop here tonight. Thank you, everyone. Keep it up, okay? No killing tomorrow, please. No stealing. Yeah? Yeah. One more question. Sure.
If electric, and then we go to a working place, we always charge our phone or laptop or other device. That's stealing.
Which public place?
Workplace.
What place? Workplace?
Yeah.
Workplace, if it's there, and then you have the implicit permission from the company to do it, then you're not stealing. You come to the temple, if you get Xian Tung's permission, Away mountain, we must get her permission. But if you forget, because she's scary a little bit. If you're scared of her and you don't dare ask her, then I forgive you. Anyone else? Yeah, the intention is those places, like you go to the airport and have the plug thing you plug in. There's implicit permission for you to use it. Same thing here. These outlets, there's implicit permission for you to use it. Okay. Same thing with the snack bar. Snack bar down there. If there's no sign, you don't have to pay. It's no stealing. Okay. Only when there's explicit say, hey, the Cheetos is $5 and so forth, then you have to pay. But if there's nothing, don't have to pay. I'm serious. It's very clear at Vinaya, okay? It's very black and white. Okay, thank you everyone. Good night.